Hello. How's it going? I hope everybody can hear me okay. Those are my dogs. So I'm going to try to keep track of everything as best as I possibly can. This is my, I think, second time ever streaming on multiple platforms. So I'm going to do my absolute best to, respond to every comment. I'm going to do my best to be as vigilant as possible with everybody. Just a quick check. Can you guys hear me okay? Is audio good? I've got it. Hang on. Actually, I can just test myself. Why am I asking you guys? Duh. Oh, perfect. Okay, I can hear me. So one of the biggest things I want to encourage in this live is for you guys to participate. I want to talk with you guys. I want to chat, answer any questions that you have about the music industry, about the band, about my music specifically, anything like that. So to kind of start things off, one of the purposes that I have been doing these lives is, as some of you guys know, I recently dropped my debut record. Here it is. Glare is terrible. The album is titled Dystopia. I'm very proud of this thing. I put in a lot of work. It's been crazy. Just a cathartic experience for me personally. So I really appreciate all of you guys who have been listening to the record, whether it be through Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, even YouTube, which we're live on now. I want to thank you guys for that. It really means a lot to me to have that viewership. So thank you guys so much. We've got the chat here. So anybody who wants to, I don't know why it's not showing TikTok chat for some reason. Because I scroll over to the page over on TikTok and we're golden. Everything's working as should. So if I do miss any of you guys watching on TikTok, if I do miss your comments, I do apologize. I'm going to do my absolute best to keep track of everybody here. But to get back on point, to get back on task, the whole point of today, it's not showing Facebook in the chat either. That's insane to me. Again, I do apologize if anybody gets missed at all. But so I keep getting sidetracked. It's been so incredibly long since I've done one of these. So thank you guys for sticking it out with me and being patient. I'm going to be signing records today. So what that means for you guys is all of these albums are going to be numbered 1 through 100. 1 through 40 are already, right? 1 through 40? Yeah, 1 through 40 are already done. So we have 60 more to go through. My goal tonight is to try to knock out at least 20. And moving forward too, I want to make this a weekly thing. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to hear from everybody. This is why I started music. Why, like, to connect with people, to know my audience on a greater level, to hopefully take the lyrics and the songs that I make and be able to change somebody's life for the better. Like that has always been the ultimate goal for me, is to do something meaningful. There's so many artists out there. Honestly, they just don't give a fuck. Like to put it as rude and as blatant as I can. I've worked with a lot of artists in the industry, shaking a lot of hands, played a lot of shows, done a lot of shit. And there's just some people out there who don't care about their craft. To them, it's all about like making that money. And to me, like, is it good to make money in the music industry? Absolutely. But the biggest problem is, and kind of what it boils down to, is it can't always just be about the money. If you are an artist, you have to care about your art. And so that's why you guys, is big or as small as the viewer count may be, I appreciate every time you guys log into these things and join me. I'm going to keep checking on these on this chat on all these channels, because hopefully by the time this rolls around again, I will have been a little bit more prepared. to organize these chats better. Because for those of you guys who are wondering what's going on YouTube, Sophia Ailman, am I saying that right? Is keeping the chat alive there. So, so I guess there's an unaddressed elephant in the room here today. And this is one of the biggest things that I want to talk about before I go any further in this whole thing. As some of you, now TikTok is showing up. I see it now. Okay, I'm just an idiot. Everything just shows up under the YouTube logo in the chat, but I can definitely see that Sean had said Babalo. So, which great reference, by the way. Love that. Absolutely love that for us. Oh, never mind. Okay. It was YouTube. God damn it. So one of the important things, one of the big reasons why we are here doing a live today, and I chose to do a live and talk about this because I want to address you guys as the public rather than a lot of artists, a lot of bands, a lot of people when any kind of bad things happen, like bad news or whatever have you. They always just make a post, and I feel like these guys kind of hide behind these posts, and they never address the issues at hand. And I don't want to be that guy. Thank you, Sean, for the hearts. I super appreciate it, man. I actually just got access to TikTok Live. So any kind of positive interaction that I can get there really means a lot and helps out a lot. So thank you guys for that. I'm taking a quick peek here just to see. Oh, okay. Well, this might help, maybe? No. Useless. All of it useless. So the thing I would like to talk about is, as some of you guys from Wisconsin may have heard, there was a pretty big happening in the Milwaukee area, specifically a city known as Menominee Falls. There was the owner of a record, I won't say record label, it's not a record label. He wishes it was a record label, of a recording studio there in Menominee Falls. And the owner of this studio got arrested for sexual conduct with a minor. That is disgusting to me. One of my biggest cardinal sins in life, like one of the biggest things that you can possibly do that will just make me hate you for life is fucking with a kid in any capacity. I don't care what it is. Hearing that news absolutely sickened me, as this was the recording studio that I had made my first record with. I want to preface this by saying I'm sorry. I had no idea who this man was in that capacity. I was just a young kid myself. I mean, obviously, my 20s, but young kid being a relative term. I was just young myself and naive, and I was looking for a place to make a record. I wanted to be able to make this record and make it on a budget, but also, still kind of keep it to what I wanted it to be. So I went with the essential path of least resistance at the time, and started working with a studio that had quoted me pretty good rates. And so, that was kind of where that started. I just want to say, I've decided to cut, not even decided, like I immediately, all ties were cut with this man. And I don't ever want this kind of conduct or behavior to ever be a reflection of me and my values as a person, as an artist, at all. Like that is one thing I will not stand for. So I appreciate you guys sticking everything out with me. I truly hope that he gets what he has coming to him. The justice system does its job, and he stays where he belongs. But with that being said, I moving forward is new music's going to be tough. Finding a new studio to work with, especially in small state Wisconsin, is not easy to do. I've reached out to a few people that I would like to potentially work with. They've got really good credentials. Their prices are a little high for what I want to ideally kind of maintain moving forward, but yeah, price isn't an issue. Moving forward, it's doing the right thing, continuing to make music and doing what I love. Again, too many artists put too much pressure on money, and it's great to have money. It's great to make money. It's great for all of those things. But, at the end of the day, it's as much as it sucks. Money is definitely what kind of pushes things forward and drives a business like this. All right. Oh man. But with that being said, I don't have any plans to stop this train from moving. I mean, every day I'm still working on new material. I actively have so many songs and video ideas and other things that I'm just always working on. As it is, I actually recently revisited a song that I started back in 2019. I got this song. It was a very big inspiration from a band that some of you guys might have heard of, Ice Nine Kills. And I just had to grab a signed record for reference because it has been so incredibly long since I did this that I forgot how I even signed it, because I had a brand new signature that I was experimenting with for this project. So, but it was very heavily inspired by and influenced by the band Ice Nine Kills. I've always been a really big Stranger Things fan, and I was watching Stranger Things one day, and I was like, man, the intro music to Stranger Things has a lot of potential to be an awesome riff for any song in this genre. So let's rock with that. And I sat down, I grabbed my guitar, and immediately started. It was cool. I was really, really goddamn excited about it. And then the pandemic happened. A lot of you guys are well aware of that. And unfortunately, the pandemic really set me back musically. I feel like had the pandemic not happened, I would have had a record out a long time ago, and Dystopia probably would have actually been the second record to come out. So, fuck you, COVID. But it was cool. So one of the cool stories that I have for this song, and it kind of sucks like revisiting it now and like reworking on it now, is that Spencer Charnas, the lead vocalist of Ice Nine Kills, at the time Ice Nine wasn't a huge band. Ice Nine was kind of just in their up and coming phase. I think at the time that I was in contact with Spencer, they had just released the so I think it was the Silver Scream album. So that was the record that kind of sent those guys over the moon. And so I reached out to Spencer because I had been listening to them for years. I loved them, and I was like, hey, I have this idea for a song. It's very similar to what you guys do. It's about Stranger Things. And he had quoted me just an absolutely awesome price for a feature. We locked it in at $500, like, which in hindsight, if I could have scored that now, holy shit. But yeah, we had him lined up to do the feature, and unfortunately, pandemic happened. Shit went south. That is true. Like the pandemic kind of did cause me to meet a lot of people and make a lot of friends. Sean, I appreciate you, man. I just saw the comment, dude. You've always done so much. You've picked up the album. You buy the merch. You come to the shows. Like, dude, you're just always fucking killing it for me, man. So thank you. I really appreciate that. But no, I had Spencer Charnas lined up to be on this track, and it was in the very early pre-production stage. I had, come up with some lyrics. I had written a rhythm and a melody and stuff. Got the opening riff laid out. And then my old bandmates, so some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't. Amidst all of the pandemic garbage and nonsense, I actually I lost my dad right before that, which is actually what the song "In the End" is about. I wrote that song while I was going through his loss, and so to me, why is it? I just realized that this is not working. This should. I am so sorry, you guys. One sec. Okay, I think it's working now. Let me just double check on my monitors here. I'm hoping that the next stream goes a lot smoother, you guys. I'm really hopeful. Okay, much better. I was actually supposed to be playing my music in the background, but it was not working, and I just realized it 20 minutes in. Oh God, no, it's too quiet. Okay, I think I got it. I think we nailed it. If you guys want to tell me if it's too loud, it's too quiet, whatever, I think I found a good mix and got it working now. But continuing back on the Spencer story, Jesus Christ, I need a prompt. I need a whole like teleprompter, like a newscast. Okay, so the Spencer thing, he was lined up to do the feature. Pandemic. Thank you, Sean. Pandemic happened. That's where we were, and that's what In the End was about. So, In the End was a very personal, close track to me, and I was dealing with a lot, and during the process of my dad being in the hospital and all this other things happening, my old bandmates actually tried to kick me out of my own band. And I know that sounds bad, like, oh, you some singer who's overhyped on himself and your band. But to kind of give some context to that. This band was started with, checking everything. This band was started with a goal, a dream, and so much work from me. I had completely written and recorded the entire first single with a studio out of Appleton and put in so much work into this song. And people received it well. It was fun. It was good. And there was a couple of people who received it so well that they had wanted to play music with me. And so I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, please, let's do that. By the way, I'm just going to start hashing out these freaking these records because I realized that I have not done any yet. God, I say I'm a lot of cheese. But these guys had started working with me. I was pretty excited about it. And so what kind of ended up happening is my dad was in the hospital. Things were going south. And these guys were just like, oh, you haven't made it to practice or, done anything for a while? Fuck you, we're going to kick you out. And so that just kind of didn't sit right with me. Thank you, Walker Family 2020. I appreciate you so much. That means a lot to me, seeing the positivity and seeing you guys say positive things about me. Thank you. One second. Sorry, I was, my career manager had informed me of a potential mistake that I could be making and wanted to make sure that I was doing it right. So these guys basically told me like, oh, you haven't made it to practice, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, you're gone, you're done. And I was pissed, rightfully so. I mean, when you put in all this work, all this money, and all this other shit, when people try to kind of take that away from you who weren't even involved in the start of everything, it really hurts. It's frustrating, and it kind of breaks you down a little bit. Like, I went through a pretty big depression spell after that had happened, because I was already dealing with enough shit. Like my dad was dying. I had these guys breathing down my neck. There was just a lot going on, and so I had to split ways with these guys. And one of the kind of hard parts about that is, now I was essentially back to square one. It was just me, hope and a prayer. And so pandemic hit. I opened a small business I was very excited about. For those of you guys who don't know, I also own a trading card game store. Just game store is a better colloquialism, I guess, for what it is. There we go. This person gets a pretty nifty one because my marker is being a jackass. I lost my thought because of this damn marker. This is why I shouldn't do lives. Why did you guys let me do this? Like, who in their right minds was just like, yep, that's our boy. He's got this. It was a bad idea. I blame my wife. I think she was the one who kind of, unfortunately, let me just wing it. We always joke that I need a handler, which I definitely do. A handler would make me so much more bearable in person. Thank you, Sean. God, you spoil me. Stop it. But yeah, so I opened up a business, and when you're running a business, it really takes away a lot of your free time. Hey, LASU, I am so sorry. I absolutely, I think you might have missed it, but I thought this would be a smoother process. I thought that I would be able to keep track of everybody's comments and information so much more efficiently. But apparently the software that I'm using is only compiling the YouTube comments for me. So I'm trying to bounce back between all of the pages. So sorry I missed you initially, but hello. I'm glad you found a good spot to hang up the mask. That thing is super awesome. I don't know. just a fun idea that I had for the video, and you know, it really worked. The video turned out so freaking awesome. I'm so glad that even with such a simplistic music video, I was able to walk away with some prop stuff from the set to actually give away to people. Like that was huge. Um, like I didn't expect to have any sort of like memorabilia or anything left over. And thank you again to everybody who attended the album release party. I think that was the most fun I've ever had in my life. Like it was a genuinely great time. You guys absolutely killed it. I will say I got way more drunk than I probably should have that night, but you guys make it easy to party. And two, if you guys could, please share this live. You know, please share this on your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Invite friends that you think would enjoy the content. It or don't. That's up to you guys. I would appreciate it for sure. Like it would be absolutely amazing. But again, don't have to. And two, if so, I totally forgot to preface this as well. If you have not gotten your copy of the record, this guy, in the picture, depending on the platform that you're viewing on, it might be a bitch to see. But I have all of the payment services that I can accept on there. They're all, it's all my wife's, you have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. All the information's in that picture right below the, hang on, let me flip this guy. Ah, wrong way. Still learning. Okay, make that guy a little bit bigger. So there's that. But yeah, if you guys are interested in picking up a copy of the record is $15. If you need it shipped, just let me know. Send me a personal message anywhere with your or two in the note through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, whatever. Just send over the note with your address or whatever else, and I will get this thing sent out immediately. I really appreciate the support, so I try to make sure that everything gets to everybody in a pretty timely manner. So thank you guys. I'm trying to see who's all liking stuff, and thank you to everybody in all of the platforms that we were live on for the hearts, the comments, all the engagement. It is super, super appreciated. That engagement is what keeps us going. It's how I'm able to do what I do. It kind of pushes the algorithm. I got fucked with Instagram because I used to go live there all the time. And that's actually where I have a pretty decent majority of the following that I have, because I've worked with Instagram for years. And unfortunately, Instagram just changed to where you can only go live now if you have 1,000 followers, which sucks because I used to have like 800 or 900, and then people's accounts got completely wiped from the from the app for like inactivity purposes or what have you. Like they were deemed a spam account, or I actually know a few people personally who lost their Instagram accounts when they did a big overhaul and sweep. So it sucks, but shit happens. What can you do? Thank you guys for spending your Thursday night with me, by the way. So funny story as to why I chose Thursday. So Thursday has a particularly kind relevance in my life, because so when I first met my wife, we used to go to a little music venue that would host open mics every week. And we would like literally just wait for Thursday to happen. And so, you know, a lot of things that I do artistically and other things, I really try to base them around Thursday, just because like it gives it a fun story, gives it a little extra meaning, and like I'm a sucker for sentimentality. So it's just a little peek into my life. We got 4 done so far, so that's pretty good, making progress. Where's my boy John at? John dropped 1 comment and then just disappeared. He gone. Johnny boy, where you at? Reach for me. I'm hoping that moving forward, I'm able to do a little bit more with these lives, and kind of, oh god. I'm hoping I'm able to do a little bit more with these lives, make them a little bit more visually appealing, add some more interaction, hit more platforms, things like that. This is actually my first time not going live from an iPhone. Hello, Lily. A dog. She got a bed right under my desk, so like she just likes to hang out with Dad and enjoy life. But yeah, so I mean, like, this is my first time going live via actual PC setup and stuff to talk with you guys. So, Johnny boy? Question mark? Oh, I see it now. But yeah, so this is a big learning curve for me. So too, I guess one of the things that I would like to see from everybody here, can you guys just, drop a comment, drop some pointers, anything like that to kind of steer me clear on the right direction? Sorry, I was checking my notes because, much like a newscaster, I do need a teleprompter. I just don't have an actively going one that I can rely on. Oh god. Get back in there. You got it. Nailed it. To any of you guys who think that I am a pretty man, look at that. It's inside the booklet. Picture of me. I wouldn't want that. If that deters you guys from buying the record, I'm sorry. If I was a smarter human being, I think I probably would have hired somebody to write out the numbers on these records, because my handwriting is absolutely atrocious, terrible, and my spatial reasoning skills I think are probably worse than that. So there is that. Sorry, we're just checking to see all the chats and stuff again. Making sure that I don't miss anybody. Yeah, again, if you're interested in a copy of the record, too, you can always drop it in the chats, wherever chat you're in. If you would like to, pay with cash or find some other alternative method, we can absolutely arrange that. That is no problem. But just let me know if you need a copy of the record. Bam, another one done. Two, are there any questions that you guys have for me? That's kind of So part of what I do these things for, like part of why I do this stuff is to be able to answer questions for anybody who is curious about the inner workings of writing a song, writing a record, just music in general. Like I really like to be able to share personal information or things like that. Or two, it could be completely unrelated questions. You could ask me what elephants smell like. I don't think I could be able to tell you, but you could ask. Like, no question is a dumb question except for the dumb questions. So ask away. I will do my best to answer it. If it's anything math, count me out. I am the dumbest person you'll ever meet, but I'll give it a shot. I got a calculator right next to me, so I could probably cheat, but that wouldn't be fair to you guys. What age did I write my first song? Oh man. To be honest, probably 12 or 13. I was very ambitious as a child. I wasn't very good at it at that age. I mean, a lot of kids are prodigies and they're able to do a lot of crazy things. I was not one of those kids. I thought that I was a god back then. I was like, man, I can write a song. I'm great. And then, now from a music standpoint, like going back and looking at it now that I've made a record and I know what it takes to make a song, it was not good. None of it was. But my first full release song, I wrote, hey, maybe I just go live on YouTube from now on. Maybe that's the place to be. Because this is where I get the most chat engagement. Maybe Facebook's not where it's at. But no, and then the first song I wrote as an adult that actually turned into anything. I want to say I was, I don't even, 24, maybe, maybe even younger. I want to say it, but early 20s for sure is where I wrote the first song. And ironically enough, it's my least favorite song. A lot of people love it. A lot of people say it's actually their favorite song, and they wish it would have been on the record. But I tried to put it on the record. I really did. I went through all the possibilities in my mind of how it would possibly fit to even get put onto this record, and I don't think there was any good way to add it, truly. But no, I appreciate that. Like that is the first time I've ever been asked that. So that was a really fun question to answer. So thank you. Anybody else got any fun trivia-esque question? Again, you can ask me anything you want. It doesn't matter. Again, probably can't answer majority of the questions that you guys throw my way, but I'll tell you what, I'll do my goddamn best. God, I hate that I keep forgetting to hit play on the music when the song ends. This should be more intuitive and be an auto play situation, but what can you do? What's up, Sean and Ellie? Sorry, I just wanted to be part of that. Fuck, am I doing this right? Yeah, okay. I always second guess when I'm writing these because, like, I only have 100. I cannot support a fuck up. Bonus track. I thought about that, but it didn't, to me personally, it didn't feel right to put an already released track as the bonus track for the record. Especially one that was so far off from the sound. I mean, so we based the sound for the record off of the we based it off of the already existing sound of the first two songs that I'd ever worked on. But again, whenever you're working with new people and kind of doing something in a different capacity than what you previously were, there's definitely a lot of big changes and things that you weren't necessarily ready for, like you weren't expecting. And one of them was kind of the shift in the sound. I started working with a completely different instrument writer, and him and I had some really good synergy together, and that kind of caused the sound to evolve past what the first two singles were. The one single that made it on the record, just because no matter how different the sound was, I couldn't just not have it on the record. And that was In the End, and that's because that was kind of my shout out to my dad. Like that was my, hey dad, we made it, you know. So that was definitely a big deal for me that made it on the record. I got a lot of shit from the studio I was working with at the time to write a different song instead and put that on the record. But I didn't want to take it off. And I mean, there was a lot of dumb shit that I was told from the studio I was working with at the time. To be honest, as shitty as this whole situation was, I'm actually kind of relieved that I don't have to go back there for creative reasons as well. Again, it's the biggest part of that is morality for sure. I refuse to work with and support anybody who behaved in such a just degenerate way. But the silver lining to that too is maybe the next record will be 10 times better than the first record. I've been in contact with a few of the people that I worked with on some things from this first record cycle. We kind of touched base and talked about new ideas and other things, and I'm super. Sean, I see your question. Yeah, dude. I mean, I definitely would. Two. I mean, hey, you got an entire record's worth of content to choose from, man. Free reign. If there's a song that you like on the record that you want to be your WWE debut, man, you fucking pick her. You just go for it, man. But no, so that's one of the things I'm really excited about. Getting in contact with some of these guys that I've worked with in the past on projects, knowing that we are still on the same wavelength and that they are able to help me move forward despite the crazy changes. One of those guys being Eddie Curran. I hope I'm saying that right, Eddie. If I butchered your last name, I do apologize, friend. He had actually, we talked with each other a little bit about the possibility of maybe someday in the future making another music video. I'm not guaranteeing that that's going to happen, but it is something that we've discussed and we've talked about, and I'm insanely excited because I absolutely love the first music video. It was one of the coolest things that I think I've ever worked on personally. Eddie was a super fun guy. Our friend Pep provided the coolest space to film that video. And then too, I mean, just filming a music video, like we were saying before, it gave me memorabilia to give out to you guys. That's not just generic garbage of like, yeah, here's the glove I wore while I was recording a record. It's something that you can actually see. It's cool. I didn't wear gloves when recording the record, by the way. But how fucking sick would that have been? $50. I'm gonna be really pissed if I'm just dumb and I missed 10 that were done. What's my favorite color combo? I really want to say black and white, but that's very overly cliche. So more of me just talking about my wife and bragging about married life, I guess, is I feel like my wife and I have a very compatible favorite color. Mine is red and hers is purple. So I feel like red and purple just go insanely well together. So I think I'd have to go red and purple, for sure. I love this. Like, please keep asking away questions. Again, please feel free to ask just dumb, stupid, out of pocket questions, real serious questions, music related questions. It doesn't matter. I absolutely love it. I realized that I haven't checked TikTok for a while. Um, Apparently, I still have viewers on TikTok, which is pretty cool. But again, if you guys could, please do me a favor. Share this thing with whoever. It's going a lot longer than I thought it would, but I'm also just having a super fucking great time with you guys. I think again, this is probably one of the best lives that I've ever done. We're getting a lot of engagement, a lot of fun questions. There's actually some real depth to this live rather than just stupid shit. So I think for the sake of getting some shit done, I think we go 10 more records. Ow, God, my knee. I'm getting old, by the way. I think we go... Thanks, Sean. I think for the sake of timeline, I'd say we go through 10 more records tonight, because I want to do these things weekly. So I feel like if I burn through too many of these guys, I'm just going to shoot myself in the foot. On the merchandise front, I'm working on some new merch designs, some things I'm pretty excited about. One of those designs actually is a tattoo that I have. My friend Kat Cross, she owns Asylum Tattoo here in Rylander. If you're looking for a tattoo, hit up Kat. She's a fucking amazing artist. Is actually this, oh god. This here I've been working on turning into a merch design. It's one of my favorite characters from my favorite show, and she's wearing a tank top with the band logo on it, like she's super jacked to go to a show, which you guys can do too, by the way. I have merchandise available, so if you guys need merchandise, hit me up. I have some merchandise. And two, I'm trying to get some more shows booked up. Usually winter is kind of the time that I pound the pavement and start. Sean, that's a great idea. I would absolutely love to do that. If that is something you want, if that is something that you would buy, I will absolutely make those up. Like I know some companies that I could probably get that done with. Maybe I can come up with like a custom design specifically for that, because that would be just absolutely sick. But the reason I haven't done anything like that yet is I have the records for sale at the store. And that is actually the place that I've not surprisingly, where I've sold the least amount of records. Once I get these all done and signed, I do have plans to start moving some of them into retail stores. My good friends over at Northland Music Center here in Rylander, they sell albums for local acts and artists and stuff. So I want to hit those guys up and see if I can pop the record up at their place. And I mean, too, it's just fun to, those guys supported me as an artist there, where I get a lot of my gear and stuff that I need from. So, I want to definitely support them in any capacity that I possibly can. So it would definitely be nice to have my record there. It would almost be a very like cathartic experience for me personally. Yeah, guys, keep the comments coming in the chat. Let's keep this train rolling. More questions. John, you have not asked me a question. What gives, brother? I see you in here. I know you're here. Oh god, I hate trying to get booklets out of CDs. It is, who are they trying to keep out of this? I don't know. Clearly it's the end consumer, because hopefully they're not trying to keep me out. Like, I made it. Oh god. question that I have for myself is what comes after 51? The answer is 52, by the way. See, math, I'm a strong suit. Took me way too long, and I had to double check my work way too much. Again, I apologize to you guys who are watching this, who are thinking like, wow, this is drug on way too long. Get this over with, asshole. I was really trying to go for a shorter one this time, but what can I say? I love you guys too much. My wife's probably sitting in the other room like, you idiot. Again, end consumer. That is the one they're trying to keep out of these things. Oh man, like, look at this. I think you should just... Stop it, Sean! Stop it. Stop it. 67. That's the answer. God. Am I looking for band members? That is an excellent question. Absolutely. I am always looking. The problem is, so a lot of what they don't tell you when you start this journey is how hard it's going to be to find compatible people to work with. I've worked with people in the past, and you know, I have absolutely loved working with those people. The perspective that other minds bring to the table is absolutely incredible. But it's incredible to see the kind of ideas and other things that people bring in, and like what you can create when you're working with other individuals, and like the camaraderie of sharing a stage with your brothers and sisters, or, you know, because, you know, there's men and women in music. It's amazing. But the biggest problem is you have to find people who are kind of on the same wavelength as you. You know, one of the biggest problems that I run into a lot of times is I'll get with these people, and you know, we'll start getting somewhere, and I'm like, wow, like this is going great, like, you know, maybe we can make something out of this, and they kind of try to take over too much, like, you know, it turns into less of working together to create something, and it becomes more of like, you're going to do what I say, and we're going to change everything that you've worked for so far. Kind of like signing with a record label, like selling out. Like a lot of the people that I've worked with have kind of started to get to that point. And, you know, I hate to say it, but I've put in way too much work into this project to kind of settle for anything less than what I view as perfect. And I don't want that to come off, you know, as arrogant or conceited, but I know what I want this art to be, and I want to be able to give you guys the greatest version of that art that I possibly can. So with people coming in and trying to change things and take over, that's a really tough sell for me. But I mean, if I find the right people, like if I find people who can play the material, who I get along with very well, and we can really just work as a cohesive unit, like absolutely, like I would love to get more band members and stuff to work with, but that's just kind of, you know, hopefully it happens. But I mean, like I've posted ads and stuff looking for people, and you know, one of the biggest issues that I have kind of run into too is I think that I have written music that's outside of the skill set of a lot of the musicians in the area, because like some of the people that I've worked with have said like, this is amazing, I love it, I would love to be a part of it, but the problem is I don't think I can play the material, which is totally fine. Like I get it. Like it is, the guy that I worked with is a genius. Like he is super amazing at what he does. Like he also owns a recording studio in Italy, actually. It's super crazy that music doesn't have barriers. The fact that I can be living in Wisconsin, operating a business in Wisconsin, like just living life in Wisconsin, and be writing music with somebody from Italy is super freaking cool. So I mean, that's just an opportunity that I never thought I would have. I see we had our viewer count went up. Welcome. Um, oh, um, Jack, I am so sorry I missed you, man. If you're still here, thank you for commenting. Um, thank you. Thank you, Jack. Dude, it kind of like that, especially from people that like I grew up alongside. It means a lot because like growing up, people I feel like viewed me as a nuisance, as an idiot. There were so many negative things that people had to say to me, and in so many ways that I was treated, that it never made me feel good about what I do. It kind of followed me into my adult life that I just feel like I don't have a leg to stand on in any capacity. So when I hear the positivity from you guys, it means a lot. So thank you for taking time to say the positive things, man. Like I really appreciate it. And actually, that's kind of what the song "Deal with the Devil" was written about. A lot of people think because of the chorus, which I'll be honest, I kind of hate certain parts of the chorus. A lot of parts of that song had to be rewritten once we started pounding away at the final product, because the engineer that I was working with at the time tried to rewrite the vocal lines and stuff that we had set in place, and so certain things didn't work like they should have. And so that's how we got the "Give me riches, give me fame, there's nothing I won't take" part. My least favorite part of the song, but I will say it is my favorite song on the record, because that song was written from a very personal standpoint as well. That was kind of my giant middle finger to the people that I had gone to school with, that had told me, time and time again, you can't do this, like you're bad, you're, like, to the people who had such negative things to say. That was my answer, my solution to them. It was basically just like, don't count me out. Like, sorry, I'm just double checking to make sure that we are all good on these records. But that's, so when you hear the opening lyric to the song, it's kind of like from a story perspective, because it's they said I couldn't do it. They said the kingdom would fall before the dawn. Hang on. Let's play that. Where's that? But yeah, so it's, the kingdom would fall before the dawn. It's basically just like, you told me I couldn't make music. You told me I couldn't do this. You told me I was bad, that I wouldn't succeed, that I wouldn't make it anywhere. And then we kind of follow it up with, I carry my crucifix in the way that I see fit. I'm not the devil, but they swear I'm his pawn, not spawn. That's actually been a misheard lyric that people have asked me about. And essentially, it's just me saying that, like, I'm going to carry whatever burdens and whatever pain and whatever bullshit that people spoon-fed me my entire life, and I'm gonna turn that into art. Like, I'm gonna make that something. And I'm so happy to say that you guys gave me the ability to do that. The cool part about these serialized albums is all of them are also unique, because I suck at signing and I suck at writing. So each one is very different, like snowflakes or butterfly wings. They're all very different. So we only got a couple more records left here. I got 3 more records to sign, and then I am out of here for the night. Are there any more questions or anything that you guys have for me, or is there any more things that you guys would like to see in these lives moving forward, or anything like that? I always love to hear from everybody what's going on, like what I can do to be a better civil servant. 58. All right, guys, 2 more records. And something I think that you guys can all appreciate is I feel like a lot of artists kind of half-ass their booklets and their sleeves for their records now. One of the things that I made sure that I did for you guys is I made sure that I gave you the lyrics. I, put where everything was made, things like that. John, please. Sean, I have 20 more records. That is something that will be done for sure. I would absolutely love to. Dude, I could sit on here all night. Like, if I didn't have a life, I would sit on here all night. Like, 100%, I would just sit here with you guys and answer fun. I could probably even develop games that we could play, like live games. But unfortunately, I do not have. I've actually gone a good bit over the allotted capacity of time. You two, thanks for joining. It is much appreciated. Thank you for your questions. They were a lot of fun to answer. Hopefully we'll see you in next week's. It should be same place, same time. I'm thinking Thursdays at 7:30 just feels like a good time. Shauna Life is very overrated, my brother. But got a big Magic the Gathering release tomorrow at the store. And my wife has been sitting in the other room all by her lonesome, waiting for me. I always feel bad making her wait. And 2 of my doggos, man. My doggos need the loving. Like they need pets. They absolutely need all the pets. Something I did forget to mention. If you do order a record, like if you do pay for the records, or coming to get them in person, whatever the case is, let me know the number that you want. There are a lot of numbers that have been spoken for, but if your number is available, I will absolutely give you the number that you request. Unfortunately, 69 has been taken, which was the first one to go. A lot of people asked for that one. Man, you work too much. Having a life is overrated. Having a job is overrated. All right, last record. Da, 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 da. The lovin'. Oh, you need lovin'. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot that I said that my dogs needed lovin' and was very confused. But I get it now. I'm with it. Did I miss anybody? I feel like I've done a pretty good job at keeping up, but you'll have that sometimes. I think we're good. Do remember, if you guys are not subscribed on any of the social platforms, please hit that follow. Please hit that subscribe. I have a personal Instagram along with the band's as well. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 follower count there, so I can go live on there again. TikTok, we're good. We're live. But if you're not following me there, why aren't you following me? Come on. But yeah, I mean, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then too, the band also has Instagram and Facebook. I'm working on developing a TikTok for the band as well. And then Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all of those places. Please definitely, the streams really help. It keeps us relevant. It keeps me in the algorithms. It helps boost this thing. and I can't do anything in this career path without you guys. So please, I really appreciate all the support and the love that you give. Let's get famous together. Let's make something happen out of this together. Wow, God, I am so sorry. I forgot what number I was on. I talked too much. All right, everybody. That was the last album signing of the night. I covered most all the things I'd like to go over with you guys. I've got a few more fun little secrets on things that are actively being worked on, but those will have to wait until next time. Is there any last questions or anything that you guys would like to get from me before we say goodbye for the night? All right. On that note, I'm just double checking to make sure I'm not missing anything on any of the other platforms. Nope, I think we're good. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again so much for joining me here. I really, really appreciate it. It has been real. It has been fun. It has been real fun. Thank you to everybody who joined in the live. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are loving the record. If you haven't heard the record, please go over to wherever you get your streamable music from. I know we're live on YouTube right now. Every single song from the record is on there, including lyric videos and music videos. Aw, kisses, Boo Bear. Shoot. The record is available everywhere. So please stream it, enjoy it, love it, and keep looking for more stuff. You just always be on the lookout, because I'm the type of person that I don't know how to rest. I don't know how to slow down. So yeah, it might not be new music. It might not be new music videos, but it might be more lives. It might be more merchandise. It might be show announcements. You never know. I just like to stay busy. And two, if you guys are on my Facebook or my other socials, you'll probably see me posting about my business and stuff all the time. So you guys take care of each other. Be kind. Be safe. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for everybody's amazing questions and being so responsive. I really do appreciate it. Take care.